What's up, y'all? Dick Hi-Fi here. We're going to be talking about sequencing today on the ABCs of the ASR. Last time around, we learned how to sample. We just took a simple sample. We didn't do much with it, but we learned how to get the signal in there and do a couple little things there to make it manageable. Today, right now, we're going to talk about sequencing. Now, what's a sequence? A sequence is the pattern in which you're going to lay of those samples, how you want them to play together. You're going to save that, and it'll be a recallable thing, and it'll basically, it's half of the song. You got the sounds and the way that they play out. So we're going to do that. First thing to do is command sequence. I was doing a couple other things. You just scroll around until it says create new sequence. That's exactly what we want to do. Sequence 2, let's just name it something else, right? Just so we just don't have a bunch of things that are 1 and 2 and this and that, blah blah. It's ZEQ, ZEC. So time signature 4/4, yes please, 4/4. That means you get 4 beats to the bar. It's 90% of the music you hear in this part of the world. So there it is. It's created. Now, if we want to see it, we go to Edit Sequence. There it is, ZEC. Now, ZEC has a name, but he doesn't have anything else yet. So what we're going to do is give him some information. We're going to put some time data in there. Now, I'm going to scroll over a couple more pages until I get to the tempo. This sample I have, the tempo is not going to, it doesn't want 100. I think it's going to want like 80 or something. So this is what we're going to do. It's loop on. That means when it gets to the end of the sample, it'll keep playing, which we like. Clock source is internal, meaning I'm just using the ASR. Something else isn't giving me the clock. The click is on record. Now you're going to hear click. You can hear the click when I go to record. It's just exactly that, a click track. So I have it set to record, so you're only going to hear it when you're in record mode. If you're playing it back, you're not going to hear the click, which is fine. For what we're doing right now, we don't want to just hear the click after it's not part of the music, but we need it to record it. It's in quarter notes, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats to the bar. That's pretty standard. Click volume 99, yes. Pan out, bus 3, yes, that's fine. The count off is set to record, so it's going to give us a 1-bar intro, 4 clicks. Just for recording. When we just hit play after that, it's not going to give us that 4-bar intro. It'll go right into the sequence. We want that 4-bar intro so we can get ready to record. Now, this is going to be something you're going to want to be editing often. Sequence record mode. Replace, add, looped. So replace means that if I record this sequence on this track, and I keep it and I like it, if I go back and try to record one more little note on that, it's going to erase whatever I had. It's not going to let you put a recording on top of that in replace mode. If I want to do that, I got to put add. So I'll show you how that goes in a second. And then there's looped, which it loops back around and lets you keep recording. So we'll start with replace because since this is an empty track, it doesn't matter anyway. So we're going to hit we're going to hold down record, and then we're going to hit play. It's going to give us a count of 4, and then we're ready to rock. Alright, 2 bars. That's all I want to do. So keep those 2 bars. Sure. I will keep the 2 bars. But you know what? I feel like that tempo was a little fast for that sample, so we're going to bring it down to 76, and I'm going to try it again. I'm going to press record and I'm going to hit play. Since we had the sequence in replace, it's not going to keep what I had there before. It's going to be recorded over. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Alright, so there we have that sequence. It's not very impressive, but it's basic. I'm moving this up to 84. We'll go 85. All right, it doesn't have to make too much sense at this point. So if we put our sequences or edit sequence into add now, I can put something on top of that and it's going to keep that. So I'll put this little underneath. It's not very musical, but just for demonstrational purposes, it'll do. Alright, so we'll keep that. Now you got both things there. So that's our sequence. Pretty horrible. Let's see what happens if we put a little rhythm on here. I had loaded up some drums in here. We'll get into how to make that happen in a little bit. But so we're just going to play along with this. There you go. Alright, terrible little sequence. So, now we're going to go edit track. You're going to see these letters here, P, P, they're lined up with where our instruments are in here. That P stands for play. So if we want that to mute, we're going to press it down. M is muted. So you just got the drums there. Now I put it back in. I can solo it as well. It's going to take the drums out. I drop it back in. The drums are back in there. Okay. Now let's say the drums, you know, they're okay, but they're not perfect, or I want them to be a little more solid. I'm going to quantize them, which I actually rarely do. I don't think it's necessarily that essential these days. But anyway, we're going to do it. Command, track, quantize track. Yes, track 1 is what I want to hit enter. To quarter notes, no. I had, we'll do 16 note. Hit enter. Entire track, yes, I want the entire track. Let's see what it sounds like now. It's just slightly tighter now. It took out the human error, which is sometimes what you want. So quantizing is basically going to put the note, all the notes that you already played, onto whatever closest beat you specify. It's basically going to make it more machine-like. Boom, 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 right where the note is on the clock. Now you can quantize in quarter notes, which is just like what we said, 2, 3, 4. You can do eighth notes, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or you could do 16th notes, 1E and a 2E and a da 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 da. So most of the time you'll be working in 16th or 16th triplets, which gives it a little swing. It's just something you got to experiment with, and you don't always necessarily want to do it. As a matter of fact, I hardly ever do it because I just like to, you know, have a looser feel. Some people like a really loose feel. So that's what quantizing is. Now let's say our sequence is good. We're happy with the drums. We don't like the other sample on there. Now we already went over it, but what if we just want to get rid of it? We can go Command, Track, Erase Undefined Track. Yes, let's just get rid of it. I hit yes. You go back to the track page. It's still there. Alright. Now you'll see it's gone. I don't know why I had to do it twice. I probably did something wrong. Anyway. So now we can play our drums and kind of play along with it and see if we can get something a little better. Alright, that's a little better. Let's try that. Let's record it. We hold down record, hit play. It's only 2 bars. Alright. I like it. Good enough. We'll hit that. We'll keep that. So that's our new sequence there. And that's the basics of it. So you got sequencing down. Obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but that's enough to get you started on there. Basically putting your instruments into a pattern, into a format. And you can recall them and erase them if you want. Doesn't matter. Alright, have fun with that.